see that there are 8 of you waiting. So hi, how's it going, guys? Feel free to chime in and chat. And we can definitely tell you that notification about tonight's live stream has just gone out. And Luis and Rosa, hello, good evening. And 169, yes, thank you. If you have not hit the thumbs up to like tonight's video, please go ahead and do so. Lorenzo, you paused your Cowboy Bebop for this. Hey, that's fantastic. And Jimmy, how you doing, man? Darwin, how you doing? And Jimmy, since we have someone listening who didn't hear me the first time, hey, how's Arkansas this time of year? Ivan, how you doing tonight, man? Oh, we've got more than one Ivan. That's awesome. Hi, Ivan Bay's house. How's it going tonight, man? Common sense. Good to see you tonight. And Ivan Bays, I actually did say hello to both of you. T Gully 33, great to see you. And if you get, we have a few people I do want to call out. D Gully 33 and Kristen Bowman, they both have a little sticker right by their names. This means that they are members of our channel. They get to see content that nobody else does.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Podocasts, your home for rational crypto news and objectivity. Leaving emotion at the door and talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I am your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. And joining me, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. How are we doing this evening, madam?
I'm having a fantastic evening. How's your evening going?
Swimmingly. It is going swimmingly. We have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo is no longer acceptable, and it's time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto, and welcome to the Podocasts. Empire, we're talking about you tonight. We are talking about AMP. I'm not sure if you've seen my videos this week, but El Salvador did in fact adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. That means it spends like cash with none of the guilt that accompanies the spend like it does in the U.S. Here in the U.S., we have to track it for purposes of taxation because according to the U.S. government, crypto is property regardless of what it's called. Cryptocurrency. In El Salvador, which uses the U.S. dollar, by the way, it is now just like it, spends like a buck. The ramifications of this are massive, and I am tired of defending that statement to folks who cannot see past the end of their nose in regards to economics. Some are poo-pooing this due to the fact that El Salvador has a small population, and they do. 7 million-ish on the world stage. This is not a lot of people, so I understand where they are coming from. From a pure crypto spend standpoint, El Salvador is not a very big deal. From the standpoint of the implications of a sovereign nation adopting Bitcoin as a legal tender, words cannot describe that. For the first time in human history, a digital thing, has the equivalent spending power as a like value of gold. This is absolute fact, and no amount of poo-pooing is going to change that. You can continue to trivialize it, but it's clear that this escapes you. El Salvador is just not the big deal I am making it out to be. That's what you said, right? That's what you said in the email. That's what you commented on my videos. Allow me, sir, to retort. Gold and silver, precious and semi-precious metals, have a fixed value. Mankind innately understands the value of them and has used them as a means of trade throughout our civilized history. And like crypto, gold and precious metals, the worth of them, the purchasing power is borderless. An ounce of gold will purchase a fixed amount of goods or services in the U.S. We all get this. It will purchase an equivalent amount of goods and services in China, in Russia, in Cambodia. Its purchasing power is universal because it has a fixed standard, and most people understand this. What El Salvador did was validate to the entire world that Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, has an equal weight of purchasing power. So I guess you're right. It's no big deal. An alternative currency was dreamt up. The method was established. The math worked. It was something never before seen in the history of mankind, and it was achievable with vision and technology. It was scoffed at. It was laughed at. It was dismissed offhand as foolishness. And one day, it was used to purchase a pizza. 2 pizzas, right? There were 2 pizzas. Governments were against it. Banks were against it. Intellectuals and the learned were against it, and to this day rail away about it. But in El Salvador, it is the equivalent of gold. Not the equivalent of dollar, the equivalent of gold. Now, why gold? Why do I keep saying gold? Because gold is not fiat, and the dollar is. But you're right, it's no big deal. Along comes Panama. Is it a big deal now? No, still not a big deal. Along comes Ukraine. Still not a big deal, right? Still not a big deal. The trading vessels of the entire world go through Panama, right through the canal, and it costs them every time that they do it. Ukraine has been bullied financially by their great big neighbor for 20 plus years. This is not just about spending crypto, and it never was. This is about financial independence from a central bank and world banks that are convinced that they can manage the entire financial systems and entire economies of the world from a well-removed place of safety, never having to deal with the fallout of their decisions. I got to ask, how's that inflation working out for you? Is it good? There is a very sound reason that the legacy media and the IMF are coming down on El Salvador so hard. Because, you guys ready? You want to know why? Because how dare they? That's the reason. How dare you think you know more than we do? How dare you separate your finances from the controlled fiats of the planet? Where do you get off? Little El Salvador, 7 million people. Do you know what will happen if you do this? And I read those articles as well. Do you know what will happen? Others might do this. And they are. But you're right. It's not a big deal. The IMF has stated very vocally that Bitcoin is used for money laundering. Therefore, El Salvador is involved in money laundering. So they won't deal with them any longer unless they refine their crypto law. Two things. They had two things. One, taxes must be paid on the Bitcoin. It is not a currency. It is property, according to the IMF. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Second, using it for major purchases is a no-no. See money laundering. So the IMF loves this so much that they are effectively holding El Salvador hostage until they toe the world line and the crypto line. But hey, it's not a big deal. I get it, man. Thanks for the email. You opened my eyes. It's just not a big deal. Yahoo Finance got their chief economist to show that remittances paid through Bitcoin are more costly than using Western Union because the people of El Salvador are so poor that they cannot handle the volatility of holding Bitcoin because you can't spend it. You must use cash. Maybe, top of my head here, maybe they didn't see the articles or read the law. But Yahoo, it sure is fun to comment on something that you clearly know dick about, isn't it? How are you still a thing? I think that's a fair question. The lines are being drawn here, guys. They are absolutely being drawn, and this is much bigger than the value of AMP. This is about financial independence, using a currency whose value is determined by the people utilizing it. El Salvador validated it. A sovereign nation with a standing army validated it, and others are lining up to do it. The first shot in a financial world war was just fired. But you know what? It's not a big deal. I get it. Believe it or not, guys, we have a fun show tonight. I had to get that out of my system. Please excuse my crudity. I tend to take a 30,000-foot view of these things, and I see them lining up better than I could have ever hoped. My entire timeline was shifted to the left in a big way because I never thought that El Salvador would actually do it. I didn't think they would. We have Emery, the crypto tax man, with us this evening to discuss the imminent hammering that is soon to be visited upon U.S. crypto folks. And as always, we will be taking all of the questions we can get. So if there is something you would like to ask us, please start typing early. Bell takes them as they come. And speaking of that, Bell, we have time for one question or one comment. Do we have anything, Bell, or can I take 60 seconds and get Emery on the horn?
We do already have a couple of questions. Type
yay.
Shizzlord wants to know, why does AMP tank?
Well, AMP is, AMP's being manipulated. I know I'm not supposed to go on record saying that, but it is clear if you sit there and look at the order book that AMP is being manipulated. Now, is it being done out of spite or is it altruistic? I haven't sorted that out yet. I promise you that as soon as I do, I will let you know. But based on everything that the crypto market has shown us in effectively every crypto that exists, with news like this, with ramifications like this coming out, AMP should have speculatively bumped. And it didn't. It didn't go anywhere. Volume is pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. But if you stare at that order book long enough and unlock it so you can look up and down, you are going to see two massive orders, one to buy, one to sell. And as the price of AMP goes up or down, these buy and sell orders move with it, just out of range from actually kicking in. This is a huge flag to any investor because they see both buying pressure and selling pressure. You don't get involved in a token like that. I would never advise you to get involved in a token like that because it's not going anywhere. This is being done deliberately. I haven't figured out why yet, but I certainly will. If you would like to call it conspiracy theory, that's fine. I've been talking about AMP long before others were really talking about AMP. So I think I earned that one. I think I earned the right to say, I see something out of whack with this right now. Just my opinion. Your mileage may vary. And as always, this is not financial advice. So I hope that answered the question for you, babe. Ladies and gentlemen, any first-time viewers we might have, thank you so much for letting me rant away there. And we will return to our regularly scheduled programming right after the break. We're coming back with Emery.
We'll be right back.
All right. Thank you for indulging me. And we got the Zoom up so you can say hi to Belle. Go ahead and wave, Belle. Everyone's looking at you right now.
Hi, guys.
All right, guys, check it out. So the infrastructure bill that's coming on right now, this is relevant to you. Whether you think it is or not, this is amazingly relevant to you because you invest in crypto. Now, we have our own tax guy. And this is a straight up licensed tax professional. What he says is true. And it must be true to the best of his knowledge, because if it isn't, he can lose his license. So we are bringing on a absolutely real person. This is not his opinion. Part of the infrastructure bill included crypto. For some reason, crypto is part of infrastructure now. So, you know what? They were looking for a reason to really start hammering down on it, and it is coming. It just made it out of committee, and it's already anticipated that it will not be changed one lick in the House. So, are you already clucking away, Emery? You ready to get on? So, ladies and gentlemen, to discuss this very thing, we have brought you the Sith Lord himself, Emery. Emery, sir, please take it away. Explain what's going on here. The show is yours, sir.
Alrighty. So let's start with some less disparaging news first, and we'll work our way up. All right. All right. So firstly, the crypto world is going to be modeled after the banking world, according to the Congress, when it comes to trading large volumes of coin. So two things on this. The first thing I want to talk about is something called Form 8300. You'll want to pay attention to this. If you were to buy something, this is true in the banking industry today. If you buy something in cash, and cash means cash, check, money order, anything that's not a credit or debit card, you're subject to that $10,000 rule, in which case you have to submit a form saying, I bought something in cash, check or money order worth more than $10,000, and it will be reported. The crypto world is going to be modeled after that, apparently. So if you were to buy something within 10,000 USD worth of crypto, it must be reported.
Oh, wait, that just occurred to me, man. Because crypto is, by its very definition in the U.S., property. So it's not like we're I get it now. Thank you for that, Emery. You took the wind right out of my sails. You know that I trade in bulk, right?
I do now.
Emery's my own tax guy, so he's going to have to sort this out. This is not so much my problem as it is his problem. I'm sorry, sir. Please carry on.
No, you're good. And the reason that this is important is because there's going to be a matching system that some platforms be subject to. And what I mean by that is that these platforms have to submit what's called a CTR, a cash transaction report, and that matches with your 8300 report that you submit. So if this platform were to send a cash transaction report to the IRS and there's no matching 8300, guess who they're going to come after?
Were you waiting for me to drop in? I know damn good and well who's going to come after, because you tell me that all the time. Hey, man, you got another letter. This is great, Emery. I love our relationship. Please carry on, sir. Make my day better.
Oh, it'll get better. It'll get much better. Second thing is, if you are, and this most happens to business owners here, if you make more than $20,000 worth of transactions in a year, your platform may issue you a 1099-K. This is not a bill. This is not an invoice. This is just information. It's letting you know what happened throughout the year. And like I said, a lot of business owners will get these from like PayPal or YouTube, saying that this is what you did throughout the year. This is not a bill. This is letting you know to help you during tax time what you got to pay, what things you can write off, what things you can't. So be aware that if you make $20,000 or more worth of transactions in a year, you may get one of these.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do. I'm sorry. Carry on, please.
Alrighty. And getting into more serious stuff, watch sales, section 1091 of the IRS. If you're not familiar with it, you should become very familiar with it. We'll give a short example, and I'm going to make up a coin called Scott coin. It's my favorite coin to trade. All right. So let's just say I buy $1,000 worth of Scott coin in January 1st. And Scott coin took a plummet, and now it's only worth $300. Great time to buy, right?
Sure, well, buy the dip.
Here's the thing. According to the wash sale rules, if you were to buy Scott coin at $300, you will not be recognized a loss as you normally would. And this is true in the investment world today. So just be aware that if you buy a cryptocurrency at a different price, generating a loss within 30 days, that wash will be disallowed.
Oh, that is crap. That is absolute crap. A lot of us do this on purpose. We do this for the purposes of lowering. Oh, what? How can they? You can't just do that. That changes the entire game.
It will, absolutely. You need to keep track of your wash sales, because I can guarantee you these crypto platforms who are new to reporting to the IRS will not track your wash sales.
I do this on purpose. Most of us do this on purpose. We do this to lower. You know why we do this. So you're saying now we can't deduct that.
Right. So that loss, if you buy the same coin within 30 days, that'll be a wash sale if it's a loss.
We do this. Well, Emery, I am so glad I got you on the show. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you are if you've been trading for any length of time, you do wash sales. We do wash sales. This is how we lower our tax burden it keeps us in the token, but it lowers our tax burden. We do this deliberately. I understand that it's a loss, but when you do the math and you lay it out over the long term, it's better for you. It is better for you to do it. So if we can't do it, wow, man, that's a game changer, dude. I'm gonna have to do a whole video on that. That is that's bad. Anybody on here, I'll tell you what, pipe up in chat. Does anybody on here do wash sales for the purposes of taking some losses to lower your tax burden? Does anybody do that, or am I the only one? Because if they're mentioning it in this legislation, they're doing it for more than just me. But it's a part of your trading strategy. I mean, this is this is crypto 101 stuff here when you're doing this. So they scrubbed it out. They said no more.
Yep, they are making it exactly the same rules as stocks.
There's a reason that I don't do stocks anymore. There's a big reason that I am in crypto as opposed to stocks, man. That's not good. Is that it, or is there more good news in this thing?
Two more. Next one is you'll remember that I said way earlier in your earlier podcast that your crypto tax capital gain rates are different than your ordinary capital gain rates. They're generally better, especially if you hold them long term.
Yes.
Your rates are 0, 15, and 20%. Well, this bill is talking about raising that 20% marginal rate to 25%.
Fantastic. So I get to take 5% more of the risk, because that's all this is me taking 5% more of the risk for zero return. Is my math correct there, Emery? Because I'm a little fuzzy right now. Is my math right? Do you want to double check that?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
That's great, man. That is just fantastic. Please carry on.
All right, and one more piece of actual good news. Surprise. All right, so you are aware that you have to either define your crypto as LIFO, last in, first out, or FIFO, first in or first out. And there is another option for you. Now, this is not available to people who work with stocks, by the way. This is only available to people who use crypto. Ooh. There's one more called HIFO. It's called highest in, first out. This will always give you a smaller tax bill, but it comes with the risk. And that risk is you have to track not only every order, but every coin that you trade. Oh. And that can be that can be a lot of volume depending on how much you trade. But like I said, it will always result in a lower tax bill. If you're not quite sure what the difference is between those three, you can shoot me a message. That HIFO method of calculating taxes it's complicated, but if you want to possibly cut your bill by 10 to 15%, we can do that.
All right. I understand complicated, but let me ask, Emery, is it complicated for me or is it complicated for you?
It'd be complicated for someone like you, Scott.
Okay. So look, I'm just saying, man, look, flat rate it for me. How much for you just to handle this? This is the kind of relationship that I think we've established, and I like it that way. All right. I will do this part and you do that part. So you know what? We'll discuss it offline. And yeah, as far as me tracking every single trade, there's no chance of that. There is no chance, man. I am heavily diversified, and I make a lot of trades. I am in, I am out. I do a lot. I am that guy. I'm the guy that you all raise hell about. I am not diamond hands, all right? I am paper hands. And when I hit my limit, I am out, all right? I do my determination. I think I can get 18% out of this particular trade, and that's what I do. When it hits at 18%, I am out. I don't look back. I make a lot of trades. I am in. Again, I am in. I am out. So as far as keeping track of them, you know what? I'm not gonna. I'm just not going to. So look, if I cannot recoup this on wash sales, we have a problem here. All right, we have a problem. So as my tax professional, aside from just paying to the point of night sweats, is there any other recommendation you can give me aside from just eat it?
Yes, actually. Two different things. One, consider making this more than just a hobby, maybe even a business of yours. There is something called a day trader status. It can be a little difficult to achieve, but depending on the threshold of income you have due to crypto, you might qualify.
Now,
And
when you say the income, that has to be profitable, correct?
correct. So
So my
whatever
profit has to be more, not the volume, but my profit has to be more than my regular job. Is that correct?
substantially more, right?
Substantially more. I thought you just said it had to be a little bit more.
Yeah. So the IRS defines substantial. That's over 50%.
Okay. All right. No, that's fine. I got a number. I can hit that. So if I am a day trader, it's a flat 19% on my profit, correct?
Depends on how much you make in your W-2 job. The more you make on your W-2 job, the higher your tax rate if you're a day trader. The less
Just max it for me. Assume I make more than six figures in my regular non-crypto job. Give me the max percentage, man. I don't want to hoke around here. Give me the max percentage.
Yeah, as of right now, that max percentage would be 20%.
20. You know what? I can live with 20. I can live with 20. That's 20% of the risk.
37% would be
It is what I'm saying, man. All right, so I know what number I have to hit. But again, damn it has to be profit. If it was just volume, dude, we're there. All right, we were there a while ago. We were there in March. So profit, yeah, that's a little bit different. We'll have to work out something like that. All right, Emery, do you have any more good news to spare that you need to get out here, or you come in and you do your ray of sunshine and then that's it, huh?
I don't think I have any more news other than the fact that I'll be back on Saturday talking about a couple different cryptos, Rally and
Yeah.
IOTX, I believe.
And again, guys, on the member stream, we do the member stream a little bit different than we do here. Here we are safe. We stay in safe areas. We stay in the lanes. When we do the member stream, man, anything goes. And Emery is usually not wearing a shirt. He's just a weirdo. But we get more into what you guys always ask us, but we never answer. How much, how fast, all that. We do that on the member stream. It's different audience. So that's kind of where we keep this stuff. All right, Belle, do we have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations for Emery? I bet we do.
Oh, we've got a ton of them. Now
All
I'm
right,
gonna
take it
go
away.
ahead and
All right, hit me.
you've already. There are times like your first few bullet points. So believe me, I'd love to, but I actually kind of like you. So yeah, how about no? All right. So just clarifying on these issues you were talking about. Trevor Quinlan specifically asked in regards to the wash sales, this is within a 30-day window, right? If you buy it at a lower price, but 31 plus days later, it's not a wash sale, correct?
That's correct.
Hey, see, there we go. But there's no way. I can't, man. When I do my wash sales, I do them quick. I get it. And I think Trevor probably has more discipline than a little bit more discipline than I do. The more profitable I get, the more reckless I get. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much standard fare out here. Okay, so there you go. That's a good answer, and that makes some people happy. Maybe I need to hire Trevor to handle my wash sales for me. No, he wouldn't like that phone call. Do it. No. Okay, I'm sorry. Carry on, please, Bill.
All right, Jimmy Harmon, does this apply to cryptos that we already own, or does it start once it's passed and becomes law?
Ooh.
Yeah, good question. That'll start when it becomes law, and so whenever that is, just mark the day.
Yes, the Ninth Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. No law shall be passed ex post facto. So, if it's legal now, it's legal until the time that they pass the law. They can't come back and punish you after the fact. However, I you know what? I wouldn't put it past them. I just wouldn't, man. They're hungry right now. So I wouldn't put it past them. Well, you knew our intent, so just go ahead and give us a check, or we're going to make things rough for you. I mean, it's not like that has ever happened before. So, you know what? Up until then, I take the advice of my tax guy. He says I'm good. I assume I'm good. He's not your tax guy. But you know what? Honestly, if you want to talk to the guy, Bell, put his email in there, because I'm sure that there's going to be some questions for Emery, the tax guy. And again, he's licensed. He's on the up and up, and he's not going to BS you. So what he says is truth. So, Bell, carry on, please. Do we have any other questions?
Trevor just chimed in and asked, can you ask Emery what date of October it is that asset sales are affected by the higher tax rate?
Are you?
Yeah, that'll be whenever that law passes. I am not certain.
Yeah, it's supposed to be by October. I get it, man, but it's not like we haven't pushed the budget further down the road. I mean, I've seen them signed in January, so no one's really held accountable for this anymore. October is supposed to be the date. Who knows? I'm just going to put it right there. Who knows? I'm pretty sure Emery will agree with me on that one.
The latest dates I've been hearing have been October 11th or October 15th. They don't usually like to do things on the 11th, so the 15th would be my educated guess.
Yeah, it could go either way. So, all right, that was fun, Emery. Thank you so much for joining us and bringing so much joy to the show. Bell, you know what? Emery's going to hang around till the end of it, guys. So if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, or observations you would like to direct towards Emery, the crypto tax man, Emery's going to be hanging around for the show, friend of the show. He gets all the time that he wants, so he's more than welcome to.
It's funny. Kristen chimed in and has given Emery a new nickname. She's calling him the No Shirt Sith now.
The No Shirt Sith. There you go, man. Emery doesn't have any tattoos. That might be the first one, dude. And I think you should get it on your neck. That would be good, man. That's making a statement right there. I know what I got to
do on Saturday.
Hey, you know what? I live up to, I try to live what I'm talking. I try to live up to my own example. So when I say that this too shall pass, I am 100% serious about it. Crypto's rough, guys. And anybody who, if you're recently into it, I don't even have to ask. I know you've taken it on the chin. All right, crypto is rough. Crypto is hype. Crypto is fear of missing out. Crypto, particularly if you're brand new to crypto, is you got to take some on the chin, man. You've got to bloody your nose before you start to get the hang of it. And it is a skill. Believe it or not, it is a skill.
And if you Jazzlesite too, we do thank you for dropping those questions in chat. We will be getting to that.
I'm sorry. What was there a question? I thought I was about to rant a little bit. Oh, we got $5. Thank you.
We've gotten 7 actually.
Okay, I'm sorry. But look, I was doing the show. All right, I don't see this part. This is kind of your job. So you know what? Thank you. Belle, please, if there's a question on that one, please carry it on. We're starting to break apart here. So let's get it back.
Jazzlesite 2 is asking, are El Salvadorian Walmarts using Lightning? The problem there is, and I've actually got the answer to this one, Walmart isn't in El Salvador, man. Sorry, but
there isn't wait a minute. There isn't a single Walmart in El Salvador?
Nope. Nope.
How
there
is that
not.
possible? I mean, they're everywhere. They
They
Walmart.
are just about everywhere. They are in Mexico. They are in the United States. They're in China, but they are not in El Salvador.
You know, I would have never thought it, man. That seems like a really good community to start putting up a couple of Walmarts. I mean, that just seems like it'd be. If anybody from Walmart is watching, because I'm sure that they're going to watch this show, anybody from Walmart happens to be coming around. Look, man, what's the problem here? They already use the dollar. They take crypto. This is a progressive country now. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? It seems like this is your ideal market. All right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we will be wrapping up the show. The last 20 minutes of the show are going to be nothing but questions. You need to flood us. If you don't flood us with questions, I promise you, I will sit here, I will grab this microphone, and I will rant. And nobody wants to see that. So please give us your questions, your comments, your concerns, your observations. You can ask us anything, and I guarantee you we will give you whatever answer we happen to have available. We have a licensed professional tax person here on the show, and he's going to give you nothing but truth. You might not like it, but it will be correct. If you are in crypto now, or if you've been in it, you know what? If you've been in crypto since July, you need an Emory. All right, you do need an Emory. So please take that into consideration. We are going to be taking 60 seconds, and we're going to come back. It's nothing but questions. Bell, line them up. We're going to start knocking them out. So everybody, thank you, and
We'll be right back.
thank you, guys. I'm sorry, we were chatting during the break, and I didn't get my lubrication. So, Bell, do we have any questions? The last 20 minutes, guys. This is your show. All right, this is absolutely your show. Whatever you want to talk about, we're going to talk about. So, Bell, please start us off.
Oh, yeah, we've got questions. Lifelong learners, I'm going to put you up front. Scott, will you be investing more in AMP, liquidating some of AMP for other investments, or diversifying in different holdings, not buying more AMP?
Scott is heavily diversified. And if you guys want to know what I'm diversified in, please go back and look at my early videos. For some reason, man, they just fall off. If they're not in that first 5, they're just gone. I was talking a lot about Fetch when Fetch was a quarter, and I kind of liquidated quite a bit of it when it hit about $1.15. So I got out a little bit early, but you know what? 400+% to me, that's a win. That is an absolute win. So I haven't put any of my own capital into AMP in quite a while, and when I say my own capital, I mean money out of my pocket. Now, what I make when I realize profits on my other cryptos, the bulk of that goes into my foundational tokens. Now, this is how I trade. I'm not advocating you do it, but this is how I do it. I believe firmly all the way down in my foundational tokens, and this is AMP. This is VeChain. This is Solana. This is ADA. This is Scale. These are foundational tokens, and if these are not not even these ones, any foundational tokens, whatever you like. But if these do not make up the bulk of your long-term holdings, I would recommend that you consider that. I would strongly recommend that you consider that. These are the ones that retire you in 10 years. These are the ones that you want to be heavily invested in. They do not derive their value from themselves. They derive their value from every additional entity that is built on that foundation. AMP by itself is effectively worthless, but because Flexa is built on it, and now Lightning is built on it, and the transactions that occur through the Flexa network and the Lightning network are what increase organically the value of AMP. Please read the white paper if you haven't. Likewise, Scale, level 2, my preferred level 2, over Polygon. Yes, I am saying it. I am on record. You notice that Scale's over here, but Polygon isn't. This is the level 2 that I choose. I believe, I like the way that they're rolling out. I like how they are systematically and carefully rolling out their integrations before they just pump them out to the network and saying, deal with it. Bad code, good code, doesn't matter. It's your problem now. They're not doing that. They are going slowly. They are going methodically. They are testing it huge before they push it out. So I like Scale. That's my preference. But these foundational tokens are slow growth tokens. They are not going to pop overnight. You know, maybe Solana, that kind of proved us all wrong. But these are they're not going to pop overnight. These are slow organic growth. So it's these dailies. It's my fetch. It's my Ren. It's my polygons, my polymath. I'm sorry, not Polygon, but my polymath. These are the ones that I make my profits on. And when I make my profits, I realize my profits, and I put those profits, half of all the profits I make, half of it goes into my foundational tokens. Half of it I keep into my second wallet to reinvest in another product, because at that time it gets exponential. So am I still pumping capital into AMP? Absolutely. Am I pumping capital into VeChain? Absolutely. Into Theta Network? Absolutely. But it's not my own capital. It is realized profits that I dump into my foundational tokens. Again, I'm not advocating you trade this way. This is the way I trade. I believe that every trader should have 2 or 3 different wallets. Your long-term, your short-term, and your gambling wallet. If you want to put money into Shiba. I don't recommend it, but if you decide that you want to gamble in Shiba, have the discipline to say, I'm only going to pull from my third wallet. Whatever's in there, that's what I'm going to play with. I don't mind. You won't mind the losses. You can take them. You don't care. This is your gamble. This is the Lambo money. Call it the Lambo money. That's what I do. So, yes, to answer the question, I am still buying up AMP, and I'm not going to stop. You heard during my monologue what I think this is going to do. And it has nothing to do with AMP specifically. It has everything to do with crypto as a whole. As it continues to go, as it continues to grow, this is going to be worldwide, and it's going to take over everything. I truly believe this. 10 to 15 years, this is going to be, I'm trying to find a good comparison. This is talking about iPhones before there were even flip phones. You would not believe what they're doing now. If you went back and talked to your 1985 self about the internet, you would think you were insane, absolutely insane, to even consider something like this. It is too far gone. It's too esoteric. This will never happen. And in 20 years, look what happened. This is where I am banking my money, because people are slow to change. They are fearful of it, and they always have been. And when the technological revolution comes to the planet, you guys are going to be princes. You are in early on everything right now. Just my opinion, not financial advice. Your mileage may vary. I hope that answered the question. Bell, please carry on.
And we've got another super chat from Jazzlesite 2 with a
Yay!
question that Emery, I think, will be able to answer.
Oh, like those.
Yeah, Jazzlesite 2 says, I made a Binance account using my Duo Mexican citizenship. If I open a Mex bank account, does it free me from the Biden tax bill?
Oh, Emery, good luck, sir.
All right. First of all, be very careful of Binance. I just want to say that first and foremost. where it first started. Countries are kicking Binance out of their system, so just be aware of that. First of all, second of all, no, it won't. So when you have any currency that you have bought in the U.S., I don't know where you reside, if you're in the U.S. or Mexico or where have you. If you've bought anything while on U.S. soil, you'd be subject to the IRS rules. So when it comes to Mexico, we do have agreements with them that I am not very familiar with, but they'll be very close to what the U.S. has. So I would consult someone that knows that trade agreement really, really well. But be careful of when you bought stuff and where you were when you bought it.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to give you some homework here, Emery. Can you find out? Right, you know what to do here, man. Find out. Let's be absolutely accurate on this, because if we're not giving anything that comes to this, man, we need to be accurate. You know this. So please find out, and we will, you know what? I'll make a special video about it just for you, babe. This seems like something that's going to come up again. So let's find out. You're definitely the man. Belle, please carry on.
All right, Seedless Bananas. Have you heard about TrueFi? Their team seems really reputable with some good partnerships, and if it keeps booming but never appears on it keeps booming but never appears on Coinbase top movers.
Yeah, TrueFi, it's a funny one. It really is. This one maintains its under the radar status. It really does. I'm not as intimately I won't comment on this one specifically because I haven't read the white paper. I only like to talk about cryptos that I am intimately familiar with, and I'll admit I'm a savant. All right, I don't want to blow off your question, but I want to give you the same way I just put Emery on the spot. I will put myself on the spot. Belle, please write this down. Remind me to read the white paper. TrueFi is one of those funny ones, man. It's always there. There's a lot of movement on it. There's a lot of action on this. There's a lot of action on this token. So maybe this is the kick in the pants that I need to actually drill down into this, find out if it's going to be something in my wallet and something on my wall. By the way, I get asked this a lot. I still get a lot of emails. What are the tokens? What are my favorite tokens? Which ones are my in most heavily? They're right there. I don't hide anything. And once again, if I put out a video about something, it's something that I just invested in. I am not going to do theater. I don't do that. It's keeping the channel down. I'm okay with that. I am okay with being a small, neglected channel if I'm kicking out truth. And I only talk about the truth as I see it. I don't speculate. Well, I have some fun. I do some political speculation. I think we can all agree that I do dig into that a little bit. But when it comes to money, when it comes to my crypto, when it comes to my investments, I only make a video about something that I have personally invested in. And I don't invest in it unless I've read the white paper and understand it. I just don't. I can't guess. It's just not in me. So I'm sorry that tailed off. That wasn't even a rant, guys. All right, I'm good. That was just clarifying some positions. I've been getting some funky emails lately. All right. Anyway, Belle, please carry on.
All right, Brandon McGuckin. If AMP is regulated and big government likes and operates regulated, wouldn't we want a coin that is steady?
That you're getting into speculation now, and I'm okay with that, man. I really am, because that's kind of the fun thing about being an opinion editorial channel, is that I'm allowed to do that. I have personally done videos advocating for the fact that AMP is operating effectively like a stable coin and why it should be. Now, I'm sure me and Trevor are going to have some words. I'm sure we're going to have some words in the comments. I understand what you're saying there, but in my opinion, I'm not dissing you, babes. Please don't think of it that way. But in my opinion, we are trying to build a narrative to fit the facts as opposed to facts fitting the narrative. We are trying to build our own stories to explain what is happening right now. And that is one of the stories I have myself have proposed something like that. It was completely tongue-in-cheek because crypto just doesn't work that way. So I get it. I understand what you're doing with that, and I do understand the question. I just kind of disagree with that a little bit. Crypto's going to do what it wants to do, and we can wish for something to happen, or we can just watch what happens and then try to explain it. I don't really do that. So I am sorry. I understand what you're saying. I just don't. Boy, that's dangerous. Every time I get into something like that, it's a little bit dangerous. I don't like to disagree with my viewers. I just don't. But in this particular case, no. I don't buy it. I don't buy the premise of that. If they wanted it to be a stable coin, it would be a stable coin, and it's not. So I understand it. I just happen to disagree with that one a little bit. Belle, please carry on.
Tiffany Coulter relating
Tiffany.
to the monologue.
Wait a minute, it's
Yes.
Tiffany. I didn't know she was on. She didn't say anything. You're usually on during the run-up, so I get a chance to say hi. I'm sorry. Carry on, please.
So she asked a question relating to the rant you were giving during the monologue.
It wasn't a rant. Wait, no, stop. It wasn't a rant, all right? I was not ranting. If I was ranting, people would have given +1s or -1s. That's how we keep score. I do tend to go off sometimes, and when I do, our regulars, they grade it, because and we try to keep track afterwards to see if I was just wildly, if I was rolling around on the ground, hugging myself and just screaming or not. So I'm sorry, carry on.
She wants to know if you could continue that during the members stream on Saturday.
Oh, did you like that? I wasn't sure if that was going to go over well at all. I've been self-conscious this whole week because I dyed my beard again. And usually I get the same guy that sends me an email every time I dye my beard. Look, it makes me feel good, all right? It makes me feel better about myself. I'm putting my face on the internet. Give me a break, all right? It's just for men.
And you got a +1 from Jimmy.
You know what, guys? I am more than happy to talk about that endlessly. All right? That is directly in my wheelhouse. 100% in my wheelhouse is me discussing everything that's going on from a philosophical perspective, all right? I understand this. This is my wheelhouse. This is what I do. I don't know if you could tell, but we used to do politics. So this is kind of my thing. But I'm doing my very, very best here to not cross the streams between politics and finances. And I understand they're intermingled. One goes with the other. I disagree with that as well. Banks and politics go together, but not finances. Finances are determined by the people who are using a currency to trade for goods and services. This is how the world has always worked until the banks started getting involved and that they started to figure out what fractional banking is and how it works. Oop, you know what? I'm stopping myself right there. Belle. You don't even have to do it. Tiffany, I am more than happy to continue this on the live stream. I will pound the desk. I will throw confetti. I will even play my Archer. Sound effect.
Oh, hey,
I'm
you.
sure
Yes.
I'm sure I still have quite a bit of confetti around here that I can just give you. Make it happen.
I'm sorry. So, Tiffany, to answer your question, yes. If you're a member, join us on the member stream, and you will see Scott Unchained. I'm more than happy to do that. Believe it or not, guys, this is the controlled version of me. The member stream, man, I throw it's fun. I need it, man. I need it. I deal in volume, all right? I do a lot of trades. I am constantly having a lot of money on the hook. Now, I like to think I do my research, and Emery and I talk intrinsic values all the time. He is a lot more conservative than I am. I am more willing to take risk because the market's been good to me. And I could walk away from everything right now, all right? I'm good. I don't need any more money. I'm fine. But it's not about me anymore. It's about my kids. I want to change my kids' lives. So I am willing to take the risk. And with that, I tend to go fast. I tend to go loose. So I'm doing a lot of volume trades. And when you have this much money on the line all the time, you need to let your hair down. And I get it. I don't have any hair. All right. It's an expression. It's hyperbole. So yeah, so I need to let my hair down. This is what the member streams are for, and I thump away on them. We're all there. The whole family is there. We have a ball. Belle isn't wearing a shirt either. It's a great time. All right, Tiffany, I hope that answered the question. Belle, please carry on.
All right, Doja Vamp, also during your monologue, are we doomed?
Are we doomed? Nope.
Yes.
I ain't going to answer that, Ben. You got to elaborate. You got to elaborate because I'm not a doomsayer. Believe it or not, guys, I'm a very, very hopeful person. Now, I'm a realist. I'm a pragmatist, but I'm also very, very hopeful. And if you really want to see me tear up, let me talk about what you're going to see. Let me tell you about what's going to happen. This is the stuff, again, I can't do it here because a lot of the YouTube channels, man, I'm not bashing anybody, all right? Their business, their show, they do them. I disagree with a lot of that, all right? I think it's cheap theater. What the bulk of them do is just cheap theater. And I have no intention of doing that ever. But if you do want to see what I think, again, I just can't do it publicly, man, because it would be almost hypocritical of me to do it. I'm not advocating for you to join the channel, man. Look, I don't care. We do the show. Last live stream, we did it for 3 people, and we gave them a good solid hour because that's our fun time. But yeah, you're in the infancy of something that's bigger than you can imagine, just absolutely bigger than you can imagine, man. There are pivotal moments of human history where everything changes, and you're in one of them right now. You might not even be aware of it, but you are in one of them right now. The pivotal moment when everything that you knew, the way you did business, the way it was conducted up until this moment, absolutely flips 180 degrees, and you are in that pivotal moment. Now, childbirth is not pain-free. There's always going to be some pain. It's just the nature of it. Change doesn't come easily. But you guys are in the infancy of this. I mean, you think you missed it because you weren't in 2015? Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Read your history. Go back and look at what was accomplished when people as a whole decided now's the time. Now this is better. And now's the time for us to push this. And look at what happened from that. They're princes. They absolutely changed the world. And it's stuff that you read about in history books. And 30 years from now, they're going to be looking at this time and saying, look what happened. This was the moment of change. When you look at that timeline and you see that line drawn, this is when it happened. Right now, this is when it happened. And you guys are in it, man. You are absolutely in it. And I am so thrilled just to be able to spend time with you, because we're going to look back on this and we're going to say, hey, man, did you remember when AMP was a nickel? Do you remember when VeChain was like 11 cents? Do you remember that? It's the same people that got into Ethereum at $1. They're looking back and saying, man, do you believe that? I'm every bit as serious on my monologue and our standard read-in. It is time for a technological revolution. But guys, that technological revolution is here right now, happening before your eyes. And you're going to be able to come back and say, I remember when. Anyway, Belle, look, we are out of time. I could do this for hours, and you know it. I'm going to go ahead and go on mute right now. Belle, please talk us up, talk us out for everybody who joined us tonight. And this was a fantastic crowd. We have been hovering about 30 people. So I cannot thank you guys enough for joining us. But Belle, please talk us up, talk us out.
All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, for all 106 of you at the highest that joined us on tonight's live stream, we do thank each and every one of you. We could not do this without you. We absolutely couldn't. I do know we had a lot of questions, and a lot of them did not get answered tonight. If you are curious, you can definitely shoot Scott and I an email. Our email addresses are on the splash screen. For our members, those of you with the badge, we will be back on Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. For the rest of you, again, wow, thank you for all of the questions. Thank you for tuning in and listening to us. we do hope that you guys will join us as members, and wow, you guys again just blowing us away with the questions. Keep those coming. We do enjoy them. Again, we do thank you guys, and we will see you next time.
We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com, all one word, for all of our most current content.